and welcome to our podcast. Today we are talking about confidence, something I do not have, but we're
The
going to
yin
talk
to
about
my
it anyway.
yang.
Heather, what's No, I do have confidence. I have confidence in some things and not others. Because Heather was rattling off some stuff, and body confidence is something I do not have and probably will never have. As far as other things, I think I do. All right, let's let Heather start everything off.
Okay. So, I was literally just looking for personal growth topics, and I thought this was a good one because as soon as I said it, Maria said, I don't have confidence. And I was like, bullshit, you don't have confidence. But if you feel that way, let's talk about it. So I found on Tony Robbins' site, he talks about the strategies for learning how to build confidence. I just want to preface by saying this is found on Tony Robbins' website. This is not ours, but we're going to talk about each topic as they relate to us, whatever. So the first thing, and that's what Maria was talking about, and this is teaching you how to build confidence. They talk about using confident body language, and he's talking about appearing confident through your actions, and just how you carry yourself, right? And so I think this is like with anything else, and with a lot of things, like you have to practice it, right? It's not going to feel right at first. It's going to feel uncomfortable, but you have to focus, and you have to practice, like carrying yourself shoulders back, like straighten your back a little bit, keep your head high, and sometimes I feel like that can come off as kind of like, who the fuck this bitch thinks she is? But it's important. It's important to carry yourself that way. I was just in a meeting this morning with my salon that I'm starting at tomorrow, and we were talking about ways to build into a six-figure stylist because I do hair. And one of the things that she talked about was looking the part. Like, you can't come into work in your beach outfit and expect that people are going to want to pay hundreds of dollars for your services. But if you come in every day, clean cut, makeup on, if you're a man, you got your hair done nice, you got it all tight and tucked. Okay, if I have my hair done, if I'm having my heels on, that's going to be much different than if I walk in my little, and I carry myself well, I'm knowledgeable, I can talk to my clientele well, it's obvious that I'm taking pride in my appearance. That's going to be much different than if I walk in my what I call my ratchet clothes, and I
Yeah.
have makeup. Literally, ladies, it's not hard. My work makeup is literally eyebrows and eyeliner and a lip. That's it. And even now, you don't need a lip because you got a mask, right? So, I forgot where I was going with that for a second. But if you carry yourself like you are proud of your appearance, and if you carry yourself in a sense um that just like you feel that pride, I feel like it attracts people personally. And when you start
Mm-hmm.
attracting people, like that makes you feel confident. They talk about when you get into a new relationship or something, right? And like you have somebody loving on you and like just eating you up, right? And like they always say, like, that's when people hit on you the most, or that's when people are most attracted to you, because you have this newfound confidence in this new person who's like loving on you, and you're carrying yourself different, and it's not even like intentional. And that's a real thing. When you carry yourself differently, people notice, and it attracts people. Personally, this isn't something I necessarily think that I personally have an issue with. My only issue is that like work is work and home is home. And that's something I need to work on anyway, because in any type of field where you have a clientele or you have people who are coming to you for something, you should carry yourself in a professional manner anytime you're in public. But I do like to carry myself in sweatpants and an oversized tank top sometimes. It is what it is.
No, yeah, how you carry yourself is it does have a lot to say about it. Because I mean, if you think about it, someone who is, shoulders back, standing straight, looking forward, all of that, they're confident. Unlike me, who's always hunched forward and looking at the floor.
That's me
you
too.
know,
It's okay.
and it's the truth. And you do carry yourself different when you do have somebody in your life there that is always complimenting you, no matter what you do, or how big or how small you are. Then it does show.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, and I think we have to get past like looking at things like, I don't like this about myself, like about my facial features. I don't like my weight. Because let me tell you something, like I don't care what your weight is. I don't care what your face looks like. I don't care what weird fucking, like, whatever you have. Like, you can dress to complement what you have. You know what I'm saying? So you can still carry yourself. And what's crazy is a lot of people become so much more comfortable when they figure out how to dress themselves for their body type or for where they're at. Even if you're like in a weight loss journey, or if you're struggling with weight, or if you're struggling with whatever, when you learn how to, like, especially with women with makeup, when you learn how to like do your makeup in a way that accentuates what you like and kind of like, not, I don't want to say hides, but like tones down what you don't like, and then you figure out how to wear the right clothes for your body, you feel like a whole new bitch. Whole new bitch.
Yep. I can tell you that's the truth, because I feel a hell of a lot more confidence wearing makeup than without. I mean, I'll go without any day. I mean, because I don't wear makeup all the time. Although some people think that I do. Probably everybody from my YouTube and stuff. But no, I don't. I actually don't wear makeup most of the time. But I'm confident with or without makeup. I've taken pictures and posted them. My face without makeup, because either way, I'm cute.
Hell yeah.
But the thing is like, and especially with like career and stuff, when you and I was saying this, like, even with challenging yourself, you challenge yourself with I'm saying, putting makeup as an analogy, because that's what I do. Like doing a look that you never thought that you would create, and you completely slay it, and that gives you more confidence to try other things and to try more things and to put yourself out there more. So that has challenging yourself has a place in that too. But and I always say that because I recently decided to challenge myself, and even though it took me forever to do that damn look, it came out so good. And
is it the rainbow
like
one?
my favorite. Yeah, like that's like my favorite look
bomb.
to date. That was
he was like, she's so pretty.
I know. Oh, yeah. My friend she has a YouTube channel. She's monetized now. She showed her husband. Her husband goes, pretty.
Aww.
Because she's always doing the real intricate looks and cut creases and things like that. And sorry, it's storming over here.
Whoa. That sounded dope as fuck, though.
Yeah, but she does all the cut creases and things like that, and I will delve into cut creases, but I wouldn't do a full-on cut crease. And if I did, I was never confident enough to where I would think that it came out great. But I was like, you know what? Screw this. I want to try it anyway, and I did it. God, it came out perfect. I was like so happy, and I'm like, I think I can create other things, and so now I'm going to challenge myself even more. But that, and that is just showing you something that, the more the more confident you get in anything. And like I said, I'm always learning. So like if you're say you're out and about wherever socially, and people start having conversations, you're going to feel more confident in things that you know than things that you don't know.
Yeah.
And that really will show in how you present yourself, how you what's the word? How you,
like just how you, like, your demeanor, how you carry yourself.
Yes, thank you. How you carry yourself. Thank you. Yeah, in your demeanor, and that will show even more. But I mean, like with me, who hates to be wrong, I will be confident and tell you that you're wrong, even though I'm wrong. So
I love it. But okay, so here's my thing though. Like you're saying, the more you know, the more comfortable you are, which I agree with. I'm not disagreeing with you, but when you're starting, just embrace the discomfort. Like it's so uncomfortable to make any changes. And if you are working on that part of yourself, right? And if it just starts with like your posture and how you carry yourself, you still have to be working on the mental, because you can fake it till you fucking make it, right? You can look like you're the most confident person and go home and cry yourself to sleep, because been there, done that. Like, embrace it, embrace the change, embrace, and that's going to come later in the topics, but just embrace that discomfort until it's comfortable. And then when it's comfortable, like move on to another whatever, another tactic, because I'm not okay, I'm not going to lie to you guys. I am really big about jumping in headfirst with everything, but I know that the right thing to do is to take it like step by step. So don't try and just like implement a million different like tips and tricks at the same time, because you will get so overwhelmed, and then you're gonna be like, I'm a mess. Like it's gonna go the opposite direction.
True. That's the truth, because I used to do that all the time. Like whenever I decide I want to do something, okay, I have to have everything right now. All the things.
Right.
All the things, and I have to get everything. And then once I'm set up, then I'll do it. Okay. And then I get started doing it, and I can't do it, and I'm like, screw it, I give up. And I've spent all this money on all this shit that I never did. And that's what started happening with YouTube, because I wasn't confident enough, that I was so afraid. I was so afraid of what people thought about me. I was not confident enough in the knowledge that I have to start doing it. And I had all this equipment. I started getting all this equipment slowly but surely. But I all of a sudden I had all this equipment, and I still wasn't doing videos.
All right, hold on.
And then,
oh no, you finished. I'm gonna tell you. Go ahead.
And then I started doing the videos, and once I saw that, okay, yeah, people do listen to me, people are watching me. Of course, I started getting more confident. And then you can completely tell a difference from like my first video to now, because now I make fun of myself. Now I'm always talking, and because I know what I'm talking about. Even though I knew what I was talking about then, I wasn't very confident. Now I'm a lot more confident, because I know I can do this. Knowing and putting, like she said, putting your head in the right space, and telling yourself that you can do this completely changes the game. Because like I did a review of a palette today, and it was not first palette, but one of the first palettes that I had something negative to talk about. And I was like, people are actually going to listen to this because I know what I'm talking about now.
Yes.
Whereas before, when I started, of course I wasn't going to know anything. But but it's not. Sorry, it's thunderstorming over here.
It's fine.
But having that confidence and being able to actually just spit out everything and not worrying about the camera, you're just sitting there talking to a friend or whoever. I just see it as my audience, my little bitty audience, but it's still an audience.
It is.
Talking to them, and maybe they're thinking about getting this for this certain shade, and that shade is crap. And
Maria's like, I will let you know it is shit.
Right. Yeah, I mean, because okay, it's a beautiful shade. It is a beautiful shade, but it's more of a topper than it is like an eyeshadow shimmer, because I put it on the eye and it just started crumbling off. And I'm just like, no. I even had glitter glue on there too, so if that tells you anything. So I'm just like, you don't want to use this one on its own. You use it as a topper on something else, and it'll be great. But if you want it all over the eye, screw that, because I ended up having to put glitter on my eye to fix the look, because it started coming off in chunks. I'm like, crap. So I mean, but before I probably would have was like, oh, it's just great, because there's some videos on my channel where I'm like, I have this palette, I'm like, it's great, but I didn't explain like the Melt Radioactive palette. Melt always has one shade in their palettes that's just crap, that is so hard to work with, and I mean, it's consistent like that with all of their palettes. It's instead of like one or two. And the Radioactive, I'm just kind of going on a tangent here,
You're
but anyway,
fine. I'm listening.
Like the Radioactive palette, there's a purple in there. It's real sticky and it drags on the eye, so it's really hard to put on there, and it's even harder to blend out. It's like almost near impossible to blend out. And I was having issues with it, but I cut that out of the video, and then I said it was a good palette, and I did not address that it was crap. Like that one shade in the palette was crap. And of course I released it, but this was a while back, but this is one of my earlier videos. And in a later video, when I was doing like my eyeshadow palette declutter, is when I was like, okay, look, this is the problem with Melt palettes. And I only decluttered one Melt palette because I absolutely love the Melt matte formula. It is freaking awesome. But some of their shimmers, I don't know what it is, but they always have this one formula, and you're like, why the hell do you still stick it in your freaking palette? Because it's awful. And I went and I was like showing examples of it. This one it drags, like the Pura Vida palette, the green one, it drags, and it gets like hard pan, and it's awful. But if you like the other shades, their mattes are great. If that's what you're looking for, then use it for that. But I would have never said that starting out, because shit, I didn't. So I went off on a tangent, but that's an example of.
No, go ahead, go off, sis.
But that's an example of your growing confidence. The more knowledge that you have, the more the better you're gonna do, and the more comfortable you are, where you're sitting, the better it's gonna get. So just start,
Right.
and then
Right.
you'll eventually start growing into it. That's kind of where Heather was going with it, but I just kind of went left on it.
No, you're actually segueing very well into the next bullet point. But before I get to that bullet point, I have a challenge for Maria. I'm gonna challenge Maria by the next podcast. Okay. Look, she looks so unhappy about this. If you can't see it on video, if you're on like the listening side, I am going to challenge Maria to go out and find an outfit that makes her feel super confident. Not like sexy, not like hot, not like a mom, just confident in like your style. And then I'm gonna need you to do your damn makeup, and then I'm gonna need you to post that shit on Instagram.
I don't have a style.
That's what I'm saying. Like, find something that feels
jeans.
like you.
That's what I wear every day.
But do you feel confident in that every day?
I feel comfortable in that every day.
That's what I'm saying. Like, find something that you put on. You're like, damn, okay, and then do your makeup to match it. And then I need a picture. Look, I'm gonna make Maria go outside her comfort zone.
I will even tag Lifestyle Unfiltered, and I will tag Heather.
Yay! Look, Heather has all the good ideas. Okay.
Heather's challenge for today: a full body shot.
I never challenge anyone to anything, but you know what? That's love, okay? You don't push someone outside of their comfort unless you care.
Right. My body confidence is horrible. And I'm like, because I will sit there and, there's these women they're big women on YouTube, and they're beautiful.
Beautiful, yes.
Yes, and it's all because they have confidence in what they're doing. There is a plus size model. She is freaking gorgeous. But I'm just not like that. I'm not like that.
I'm sending you this woman right now because I adore her. If you guys don't follow this woman, if you're a bigger girl, if you're a curvier girl, it doesn't matter if you're big, small, if you're curvy or if you're bigger, follow Miss Christine with a K. So it's MSKRISTINE. And I found her on TikTok, and I am fucking obsessed with her. She is so beautiful. I cannot even deal with her. She has her own, I think she has her own clothing line, so you would also be supporting a Black business if you purchase from her. But she is so incredible, so inspiring, so beautiful. Done.
Pretty curvy.
Did you find it?
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm on Instagram, yeah.
So I'm going to let Maria look at that while we segue into the next topic, because the next one is about the workplace, and Maria kind of works on the camera, so it's a little bit different for Maria and I. So I probably have a little bit more to say about the workplace. And in my industry, god damn it, if you are not like a size 2 and like tan as fuck, or like, I don't know, you just feel, you don't feel pretty sometimes, and finding your confidence within, they're talking about developing workplace confidence, right? Whether it's, whatever you're in, just finding the confidence to build more, right? And for me personally, when I came into the hair industry, I was like, yo, I was 210 pounds. I was lumpy. My hair was like a pixie, and it didn't look cute on me personally. Like, it did for like 5 seconds, and then it was a whole mess. I just did not feel pretty, like, at all. And because of that, I didn't feel confident within myself. So I went to this beauty conference with Maria, and they were talking about the same thing my boss was talking about today, like carrying yourself well, dressing yourself well, like finding confidence, right? So I came home, and this is what you do when you a broke bitch. Okay, broke bitch hacks, because honestly, like, I was broke and I didn't even think about it. Blazers at Goodwill are like $5, and if you're lucky like me, you'll find $5 in the pocket and it'll be free. So so I came home and I went to Goodwill and I bought blazers, I bought slacks, and I bought like dress shirts. And I had a bunch of shoes because my mom has a bunch of shoes, and I have like some little heeled boots because, okay, Target, thank you. And I just started going to school every day, and my peers were like making comments about like, why are you dressed like this? Like, and my whole thing was like, if I want to be successful, I have to dress for that. I have to dress for success, right? And so when you go into the workplace, and like I said, in my industry, I'm in the beauty industry, and you're either around a lot of really beautiful people who carry themselves beautifully, or you're around a lot of really beautiful people who look like trash bags. And that's not to be mean. Some people just get so comfortable, and they're like, I don't have to grow anymore. I don't have to do anymore. I've like hit my peak. I'm good. I don't believe in hitting a peak. I don't believe in getting comfortable. I don't believe in stopping your growth. Like, there are infinite tools, and there's infinite growth within the universe, and like, you just gotta embrace that. But I won't get on that because I could talk about that for a while. My point is, when you see somebody, like, when I walk into work, I want to be the best dressed one at work. I want to look better than everyone else at work. That has nothing to do with how I was born, meaning my face. That has nothing to do with my weight. That has nothing to do with anything. It has to do with how I conduct myself, how I carry myself. And, we were talking today about what could you do that would make your client want to go to the person next to you instead of staying with you? And for me, I want my client to come in and look at me and say, okay, she's the part. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to look trendy. I want to know that, I want to have the knowledge. I want to make them feel comfortable. For me personally, a big part of my, honestly, I know that I set myself apart in my industry. And let me tell you why. because they talk about workplace confidence. It's not just about how you look, it's about your mind. And for me, I work with a clientele, and this is what makes me different from other stylists. When my people sit down in my chair, right, we talk the hair, we do the consultation, we do all the, the shit that you have to do before we get into actually doing your hair. But when it comes to talking to my clients, I don't give a fuck about if your neighbor's cheating on their husband. I don't give a fuck about whose kid is crazy. I want to know you to like the deepest of depths. And it's really cool because I'm very fortunate that I attract a lot of people that way. And that has made me really confident in my job, because I have heard I've had my coworkers' clients look at me and tell me how they felt connected to me because of the way that I spoke to my clients. Sometimes I feel like a lot of us put our confidence in our self-worth and how we look, but your mind is so much more powerful than what the fuck you put on in the morning. It's still important, yeah, but your mind is so much more important. So I would rather sit down with my clients, and I would rather talk about your mental health. I would rather talk about what you've been through, where you're going, what your goals are, what are your aspirations, how can we connect with each other to help each other grow, rather than you come sit in my chair and I smack my gum for an hour and tell you how my life sucks and you tell me how your life sucks, and it's just like this whole negative experience. For me, that's helped me develop a lot of confidence within my workplace, because I've had so many people be like, I've never had a hairstylist that's so down to earth, that wants to talk about real shit. Okay. And I'm not saying I'm the only one, because I know I'm not the only one, but I know that I'm also a rare person in my field. It's so easy to get caught up in drama when we're a female dominated industry, number one. There's a lot of people around you all the time. There's a lot of people in and out. So in a salon, there's a lot of people, and then you got a lot of people in and out of your chair. You're having 5,000 conversations a day. And some people look at it like it's easier to just skim the surface because I got too many people to worry about. I'm not like that. You want to fucking talk to me about your healing crystals? Let's talk about them. You want to talk to me about your fucking childhood trauma? Okay, cry to me. Like, I don't care. I don't care what like extreme you're on, but that just gives me so much drive to go to work, and it makes me feel so much better as a stylist because I feel like I'm doing something that's actually meaningful. And when they talk about the workplace, if you're in a job that you don't like, if you don't feel like you're making a difference and you want to make a difference, that's the important thing. If you don't, then like state whatever you're doing, it's fine. But if you want to be making a difference and you're not, take a shift, like take the leap, do something to make yourself stand out, or do something within your workplace that makes you stand out. I think any workplace has the room for that type of energy, but a lot of times we're held back from it, especially at desk jobs, because it's like, I'm here to like hit the 9 to 5 and dip. But there's always room for that leadership. There's always room for that positive energy. There's always room for that motivation, for that depth, for that care. And I think that's where a lot of us like disconnect. We stopped caring about one another. All we care about is what the fuck so-and-so posted on Instagram, or, what information is on Facebook or whatever. Like, start connecting with the people in front of you. And you'd be so surprised. Like, we're so much more alike than we are different. And that alone can help you build your confidence, because so many of us feel alone in our struggles outside of work, in our daily lives, as parents, as individuals. So the sooner you start connecting with the people who are in front of you, you don't only get to know somebody, you don't only make a difference in that way and set yourself apart that way, but it just starts to make you feel better as a person. It feels good to make people feel good. You know what I'm saying?
I have a question.
Hit me. Yes.
How come, and this is why I get along with men more than women, and this is why I had a very, very good friendship with a guy that was an asshole.
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry. At the time he wasn't. He served his purpose. Okay. Why is it that women always have to gossip and tear other women down? I want to know why. Okay.
Me.
And this is, but I think this is why Heather and I became really close, because we really weren't into all of that shit. We want each other to succeed. We want to see each other succeed. Yeah, maybe we do want the bitch in the other room to have karma hit them, but
some people
generally Yeah. Generally, we're not like that. We don't sit there
Mm.
and talk about other people.
Mm. Okay, this is actually a primal thing. Ha! I know things for once. Get it? Okay, so this is actually a primal thing because you got to think. You got to think when like mankind started, right? Men were hunters, women were gatherers. Women, they talked. They talked about everything. They talked about where to find the best food as far as like berries and whatever. They talked about survival techniques. They were the communicators. Women were the communicators. They told you what to stay away from, what to come toward. Like men went out, and it's so funny how like this plays into gender roles today, but like gender roles are shifting tremendously, and I'm so fucking here for it because fuck that. I don't need nobody. If I want you, I want you. End of story. Bye. Anyways, uh, no, for real though, like that's what it was in the beginning. Like the men were the more burly, whatever, and they went out and they hunted, and women they shared all their secrets together, and they all talked together and they worked together in that way. And so, from what I've come to understand and the things I've listened to and the things that I've paid attention to is like that just kind of carried on. Like we continue to be the ones who shared, but as you have more, as life changes, you have more technology, you have more things like it goes from survival, and maybe in our minds it still is somewhere like subconsciously, because you got to think about it. If if you think somebody's unattractive, you want to be the prettier female so that you can have the more you have the more what's it called, like the god, what's the word I'm looking for, the more desirable mate. You know what I'm saying? Like it comes down to like
Oh,
crazy.
yeah.
Yeah, like it comes down to like crazy primal shit. And it at the end of the day, like, do I need to talk about Becky's ugly ass toenails to like make myself feel better to think that I'm gonna have a more desirable man than she is? No, that's why I don't fucking do it. And I think that that also comes from a source of confidence. Like when you're just good with yourself, when you know your mind's good, your heart's good, like I can handle myself, like, I'm doing what I want to do, I'm happy in life. You don't have to talk shit about other people. The only time I talk shit about anybody, okay, is when you fuck me over. That's it. And it's not even like I talk shit. I call Maria and I'm like, yo, that person's a fucking asshole. I'm not gonna air your dirty laundry. I'm not gonna go to all my friends. No. I'm gonna let Maria know you're a piece of shit. And she's gonna go, yep, they are a piece of shit. And then, there it is. It's that simple. But that's the thing. Like, some
That's
people
what
don't
best
get
friends
past that.
are for.
Right, and some people don't get past that though. Like I see it on social media all the time. Like I'm like, why are you putting your life on social? Like I put my life on social media, but like not my whole life. Like people are talking about crazy fucking shit online, and I'm like,
Oh
dude, like
God.
this is nobody's fucking business. Now your 2,000 friends have a whole insight into people they don't even like. What are you gaining out of this? This is a different time. Like compose yourself, act like a fucking adult. Stop talking. How bored are you with your life that you gotta talk about fucking whoever and what the fuck they're going through? Be confident in what the fuck you have going on and move the fuck along. And that's another
Right.
thing that
Well, a
I
lot
think you
of times,
find.
sorry. A lot of times it has to do with the fact that they are miserable. You
Mm-hmm,
know, they're freaking miserable in their
absolutely.
life. 9 times out of 10, that's what's wrong. Um, but I mean, okay, yes, I have my life. I have my life displayed. My life is displayed. Well, actually, a small, minute part of my life
Yes,
is
there you
displayed.
go.
I do talk about my husband. I talk about my life. I've talked about, our struggles, debt, things like that. There's certain things that are off limits. I don't talk about my kids. And when I do, it's pretty vague. And I never have them. I never have them on my channel. I don't have them on my Instagram. I do put them on my Facebook, but I do that for a reason because I don't want all these people's noses into my life,
Mm-hmm.
I I have like every now and then I'll post like a picture of our bedroom or bathroom or things like that, and or out the outside of our house, not outside front of our house or whatever, but the outside of our house and things like that. But a lot of the main intimacies of our life, I don't display out there. I don't. People are like, you want to put your life out there, then you have to deal with all of this stuff. And I'm like, no, you really don't. Because yeah, I'm not going to put my entire life out there. Some people do. I mean, and it's their prerogative and they have to deal with the consequences of that. But I'm a person on YouTube that talks about beauty. I am a person on Instagram that talks about beauty, talks about techniques, talks about shows different looks, talks about skincare, things like hair, skincare, things like that. That's all you need to know. You don't need to know anything else. On my podcast, I talk about my life struggles, my dealing with anxiety. I'm very open about mental health, and things like that. But I'm not going to sit here and talk about every detail of my husband's life, every detail of my kids' lives. I talk about my life because I put my life out there. I don't put my family's life out there. You will never see me talk about my sisters, my sister-in-laws, any of those people, because they don't choose to put their life on the internet. I choose to put my life on the internet. So there's a lot of things that I do keep out and keep away from people. And nobody has the right to come in there and break that of what I decide that I want to keep private. Nobody has that right. And I've heard a lot of, well, you do this, so you've got it. No. And that's the same thing with celebrities. Just because they're a celebrity doesn't mean you have the right to every single detail of their life, because they're human too. So, I don't know. I don't know what got us onto that. I just got into a tangent because Heather said something.
Maria's going in today. I'm going in today. We're just all going to be going in today, so it might be a long one. Okay, because we have 8 topics to get through, but it's okay. Some of them will be short. Okay, so the next one. It's okay. It's okay. We're going to get through them. Yeah. So number 3 is embrace a growth mindset. I'm gonna tell you what this means to me personally. Like, I know Tony Robbins has his thing. I know Maria's gonna have her thing. Everybody has a different mindset with this. But I'm gonna tell you what I think a growth mindset is. Number 1 is that you don't fucking know everything, which means keep your mind and your heart open. That's number 1. Number 2, you need to be constantly doing some type of personal development, whether it's reading, a podcast, YouTube videos. I don't care. Fucking listen to the people who have done it and stop thinking that you know everything. Are you a multi-million-dollar earner? Because if not, then shut the fuck up and listen. Okay? So that's number 2. You have to take in all the information as you get it. And as you're taking information, don't say, okay, I have it all, because you never have it all. Like I said earlier, there is not a finite amount of information or tools. So you have to make sure that your mind is open to infinite information. And obviously you cannot learn everything in your lifetime. I was just having this conversation the other day. You cannot learn everything in your lifetime, but just keep your mind open to learning as much as you possibly can. Number 3, stop fucking giving up when you fail. Failure is a part of success. Okay, you're going to fail like 500 fucking times. You're going to fall on your face. You're going to say, I fucked up. But what you have to do is reflect on what you did to fuck up, because not everything you did led you to that failure. There were probably a couple steps in between that you could have been better about. For example, I had a studio. I couldn't keep it open through COVID. Number 1, I can't help fucking COVID. But number 2, I could have dealt with my finances better. And I'm aware of that. I should have had a second job that was supplementing me while I was building a business. Like, there are little things that I could have done differently. Now, Am I going to sit here and fucking cry in the corner and be like, oh my God, no, I'm not, because at the end of the day, they're my mistakes and I need to learn from them. And by learning from them, it's also humbling you. Because if you just go, well, I know everything and I don't even know how the fuck this happened. This is bullshit. Life doesn't like me. Which apparently someone thinks that that's how I feel. Someone thinks that I just think that the world is out to get me.
Who the hell thinks that?
Oh, and I hope you're listening. I don't think that. I think that we make missteps along the way and that's acceptable. You're human. It's just like, okay, we talk about I hate technology because technology be fucking up. Well, technology is made by humans. And last I checked, humans aren't fucking perfect. So stop worrying about being perfect. But when you fail, don't give up. Reflect on your failures and then build from there. Implement what you did right the first time and fucking get rid of what you did wrong. And any multi-million-dollar fucking entrepreneur, anybody who has like found their success in life will tell you I have failed a million times. Mm-hmm. Like Gary Vee was talking about how he had an opportunity to invest in I don't know if it was Lyft or Uber, but one of those companies a while ago, and he was like, no, I don't want to. And he was like, would I have made a lot of money? Yeah, but whatever. Like, you know, and he just kept going. And that's why I love Gary Vee. He's so real, so raw. Like, he doesn't care. But, embracing a growth mindset is so important. And personally, what I do in my own spaces, like, y'all can see all this stuff behind me, like, and I have it all over my room. I like keeping a lot of positive things around me because as soon as your mind gets in a negative space, you're going to stop moving forward. As soon as you get super negative, you stand still, even if it's just for a moment, right? And we all have moments. I'm not saying you got to be on 100% of the time. I'm just saying be aware of what you surround yourself with. So personally, I like making my personal spaces feel super like comforting and inspiring. To keep my mindset going. So typically I like plants. I left them on my ex's house, which is fine. But I typically like to have a lot of plants around, and I always have positive quotes around. I have a board over here with like the things I need to do for the day, my goals, my affirmations, my gratitude. But just like, and honestly, keeping a clean space, like keeping a clean space helps you stay organized mentally. They say like, a messy room equals a messy mind, or like a dirty room is whatever. I don't want to say dirty mind because hey, but I like to try and like keep everything as in order as possible because it helps me stay in order. But that's just, I don't know, that's just my own personal thing. Like, don't be afraid to fail. Definitely always keep up on your personal growth. And I forgot what I said in the first place, but either way, keep an open mind. You have to keep an open mind all the time. The moment I just talked about this the other day. The moment you think you know everything, you're done. Like, that's it. You might as well give up at that point in time. That's just my personal opinion.
You should basically shut down to anybody else's opinion. If they have something to teach you, you shut down to anything. You don't open yourself up for any of that. Right. And I've been, like I said in the last, I think it was one other podcast that we've done, that you never stop learning. I swear, right. I am a professional student because I am always going back to school for something. I am always learning something new. And, the moment you think that you know it all, you're going to stop growing and you're going to end up becoming obsolete. In a business standpoint, you're going to become obsolete. And, because you're stuck. You're just stuck in my way is better type thing.
Right. Which is so ignorant. It's so ignorant. Because if you're so fucking good, then why does no one know who the fuck you are?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you're really that good, you're going to be putting out that energy that attracts people to your knowledge because, like, that's how it fucking works. I'm the biggest believer in the fucking law of attraction. So if you're so fucking good, where is everybody? And I don't mean you have to have millions of people, even in your personal life. If you're so fucking good, show me the amount of people that are attracted to you on a daily basis. Because a lot of us think that we have a lot of people have false confidence, which really is just like this cockiness that we mistake for confidence. And then that's where you fuck up. That because confidence comes with being humble, whereas cockiness comes with arrogance. And as soon as you're fucking arrogant, no one wants nothing to do with you because you don't have that that demeanor about you where, like I said, you're willing to learn, you're willing to understand, you're willing to hear someone else's mindset, you're willing to hear someone else's information. You just shut yourself down to like, I'm the best, fuck you. That's stupid. That's dumb. That's why, you know what? Go listen to like really shitty fucking musicians online who are just like, who have no money, no notoriety, and are like, oh, I'm making bands on bands. I'm the best there ever was. Really? Because you have 5 views, motherfucker. Like, arrogance is not cute, and it is not confidence. Okay, so I'm going to go into practice positive thinking. This is so great. I have so many tools for this. I do this shit on the regular, and I don't always do it the way I would like to do it, and as consistently, like, externally as I would like to do it. I do a lot of my positive thinking internally, which I know to y'all, you're probably like, well, duh, you're thinking, but I'm one of those people, I like to put things in my environment because if I can see it, it's a reminder. And honestly, if you talk to anyone who's successful, they have vision boards, they have dream boards, they have things on their phones that are reminders, their background on their phone is a reminder, they have bulletin boards, they have physical reminders around, they're visualizing, like you're always doing something, right? And so for me, part of positive thinking is not necessarily being naive and being like, I can be in a mansion tomorrow. Like, that's ignorant. Shut the fuck up. If you're not there, you're not there. But it's keeping those realistic goals in mind. And instead of saying things like, it literally comes down to the language that you use with yourself. Instead of saying things like, I wish I could, or, you know, one day I wish, or I guess that's I wish I could too. But just talking in a set, like when you talk to yourself like you can't do it and it's far-fetched, you're so much more likely not to get there because you're already, you talk to yourself more than anybody else, right? So you're already convincing yourself that you can't actually do it and that it's a dream and it's unattainable. But if you like, I'm going to be here one day, this is what I'm going to achieve, I'm going to have this goal by this time, like, I never write my goals and I want this by this. Like, I'm going to have this by this time. I think that's super important. You have to goal plan, and you have to goal plan with, this is what I am going to do, not this is what I want. This is where I'm going to be. And at the end of the day, if you took the steps and you're just not there yet, you can't even be mad at yourself because you pushed yourself to the point to get to where you are now. And then you can readjust your goals and you can approach them differently, right? The next thing that I like to do is affirmations. I have affirmations in my head. I have them on my phone. I have an app. It's called I Am. I get about 20 fucking notifications from that app a day. So I have my bulletin board. I have them in my head. I used to put them on my mirror. I actually want to start doing that again. I say that every time I talk about affirmations and I just keep forgetting to do it. I have them, I said on my phone, I'm trying to think. I have little cards. There's so many different places. If you're struggling with how to reaffirm how you think about yourself, you can go to fucking Google. Just go to Google. Google will give you like the most ridiculous. Go to Instagram and just type in affirmation quotes. Like, but you're not going to believe them at first. So you have to start like, and don't just read them. Say them out loud. Stand in a mirror. Be like, I am fucking beautiful. I am successful. I'm a good mom. I'm a good person. I'm a good friend. I am, going to hit my goals in my career. I am going to do whatever the fuck. I'm going to have the house that I want. All these different things. You have to start talking to yourself as if you believe it. And honestly, I thought it was a bunch of bullshit in the beginning. Because I was like, there's all these sticky notes and nothing's changing. Because I love my sticky notes. But over time, you really start believing those things. And I have grown so much confidence in myself just by being kind to myself. So the only other thing I'm going to say aside from goals and affirmations is gratitude. Every day, speak about what you're grateful for. I don't care. They say to start out with 3 to 5 things. And it used to be hard for me to find 3 to 5 things that I was grateful for. And now I have a list on my bulletin board that's probably about 10 things long. And I could honestly keep going. But it's like, it doesn't have to be this profound thing that you're grateful for. Like, You can wake up and be like, I'm grateful that the sun is shining today. I'm grateful that I'm breathing today. I'm grateful that I opened my eyes today. I'm grateful, I'm grateful for the food that I have. And honestly, in my opinion, the more humble your gratitude is, the more powerful it is. And that's just my personal opinion. But I like to, typically, I look around me and I think about the energy that I have in my life when I think about gratitude. If you're struggling with a place to start, and a lot of my positive energy comes from the people in my life. And then I'm trying to think, I'm looking at my thing over here. The people in my life, my beliefs, and really understanding who I am to the core. So if you look at my gratitude, it has a lot to do with like my kid, my friends, my health. It has to do with my mindset. Like, that's where a lot of my gratitude comes from, because I've worked so hard to build to where I am today that if I don't take the time to be grateful for it, it will go totally unnoticed at some point in my own mind. And it'll just be like, okay, yeah, I did that. So I try to be grateful for the work, because I know not everybody else is. And I know how much that bothers me personally when the people on the outside who have watched my journey are just kind of like, well, you're still fucking up sometimes. So I have to be grateful for my own growth, and I have to be grateful for my own progression. Yeah. Oh, Maria knows. So those are my 3 big things about keeping a positive mindset. Make sure you have your goals. Make sure they're realistic. Make sure you're telling yourself you can, not I want, I'm going to. Be very firm in them. Affirm yourself, and then make sure that you're definitely practicing gratitude on the regular. Go ahead.
I think you covered everything. Plus, I heard like 50% of that. I hope to God it recorded it, so we'll see. What's the next one?
That's she said. I'm sorry, I'm just laughing at what you just said to me. What's the next one? Let go. I'm gonna laugh because I have a hard time with this. The next one is let go of the need for control.
Oh God. Oh
Yes.
man.
Yeah, I have a problem with this, but I'm starting to get better at it. And when I say I'm starting to get better at it, I mean like I'm kind of at this point in my life where I'm not like old or anything. I'm only 28, but like I'm old enough to be like, shit happens. Like, I can't make everything go the way I want it to go. I can do the best of my abilities, but the sooner that you understand that the most that you are in control of is your fucking self, and that externally, you can't control this person, that situation, this, whatever. The sooner you fucking come to terms with that, the better off you are, because that shit has really, like, beaten me up and just, like, torn me down, because personally, and I know you can relate to this, I've always been so focused on like pleasing everybody else so that they will affirm me, so that they'll tell me that I'm enough, so that I'm doing what I want someone to be proud of me, and like that might be a different sense of control, but I felt like it was within my control because people are saying if you do this, this will be the reaction. And I just found that if it didn't go exactly how someone else wanted it to go, they didn't give me that reaction. And so at some point you have to get comfortable enough with yourself to go, okay, I am in control of my actions, and that's it. And what you need to understand is that your actions have so much weight and so much power if you're using your mind properly. If you're not using your mind properly, your actions and all, they're still going to have the same amount of weight, but it may not be the way you want it to be. Yep. Maria's like, this bitch is just on one today.
Hey, you're doing good.
Thanks.
Plus, I'm going. Please record. Please record. Please record.
It's recording on my end. It's fine. What are your problems with control? Because you said, "Oh God."
My control. Mine isn't. I have to have like some kind of sense of control in my life, okay? Some kind of semblance of control. Like, let me like. We'll start with. To give you an example as far as money. Here we go. Money.
Okay. Oh, I feel that. Go ahead.
I had control of the finances. Okay. I had complete control over them. And basically we had an allowance, and then that was it. And Mark didn't even have the password to our checking account.
Damn.
But not that I hadn't given it to him. I had given it to him, but anyway. So when we started getting to the point where we're like, okay, I can't handle this on my own, and I was getting very, very stressed out, and it was taking its toll on me. Mark kept on going for years. Years would go. Let me help you.
Mm-hmm.
And I wouldn't let him help me. I would not give up control, because that was the only thing in my life that I had control over. Okay. And I would not give control of that over. And it took several years before I was like, I can't do this on my own. I need your help.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an example of mine. And I always have to have the control of any kind of situation. I always have to have the upper hand.
I feel that. I'm getting better about that, but I feel that.
Right. I always have to have the upper hand.
Well, I feel like when you get around the right people where you don't, okay, that's something too. Because I feel like when you get around the right people where you don't feel like you have to, that's super helpful. You know what I mean? Like there are some people in your life where you feel like you have to be the one throwing it down, being responsible, like being in control, saying what's what, da da da. But then there are people in your life where there's just an understanding, and it's like clearly a give and take, and there's clearly you don't have to pull for that. It's just there and it's shared. And I think that's something really special. Are you ready for the next one?
Oh yeah. Yes.
Oh, Maria's gonna like this one. I'm gonna speak on this one. I'm really enjoying being close up to this microphone. Thank you. The next one is accept yourself. Oh, I can talk about this all day. I'm not gonna though. Accept yourself. Accept yourself. Listen, the best thing in any type of marketing, business, if you're an entrepreneur, this is super important in general. Being authentic, and you cannot be authentic until you know who the fuck you are and you love and appreciate who the fuck you are. I am the first to say I am not perfect. I am human. I make mistakes. I fuck up, like whatever, but I love who I am. And you know how long it took me to say that shit? Like, I love who I am. I am like the biggest fucking combination of shit that I don't understand, and I love it. Like, I am. Look, Maria's like this bitch. No, seriously though, like, I used to like feel so self-conscious. Like, I would get tattoos that I loved, and like people around me would be like mad that I got tattoos. Or I color my hair a weird color, and people would get mad that I did that. Or I went to school for what I wanted to go to school for, and people would be mad about that. Or I would dance, and I'd get bitched at for that. But then I'd stand still, and I would get bitched at for that. I wanted to sing. I got complained at for that. Then I didn't sing, and it's like, you're wasting your talent. And it's like, at the end of the day, you can't please everyone, but you can please your goddamn self. And part of accepting yourself is not giving two fucks what anybody else fucking says, which is phenomenal. Right. It is so phenomenal to get to that point where it's like, I love myself so much that you cannot shake my belief in myself. And so for me, if y'all haven't already figured it out, because I'm real obnoxious, I'm really fucking obnoxious sometimes. My opinions are loud. My feelings are loud. I express myself in a lot of different ways, whether it's through marketing, whether it's through YouTube, whether it's through singing, whether it's through hair, whether it's through makeup. Like, I'm a very expressive and creative person. I'm a very verbose person. I love talking, obviously. I'm an over communicator in that way sometimes, and I'm still trying to learn balance with that with other people. But like, I'm also like super professional when I need to be, and I'm also super ratchet when I want to be. Like, I love it. I feel like I have found, like, I've struck this balance within myself, and there are things that are external that I don't always like, but I'm like, that's external and it's fixable. At the end of the day, right? Who you are at the core, that's a lot harder to change than 10 pounds. Okay? If you're a piece of shit person, that's a lot harder to change than that extra weight you got on that you don't like. Or you don't like the way you did your makeup, or my hair's a little fucked up today, or maybe you fucking shaved a slit in your eyebrow and now you feel real dumb about it. Like, those things are fixable. But like, who you are at the core, as soon as you feel good about that, like, yo, that's the end of it. And that's also what I found. That's also when you start attracting people, because people feel that. Hardcore.
I don't think I never had a problem with that. Honestly, I mean, it sounds cocky, but I really haven't. I've never had a problem with that. I've never had a problem with who I am as a person. And it showed in a lot of things. I'm not the best looking person in the world. I'm cute. I'm not the best looking person. Let's just say that.
Shut the fuck up, Maria. Maria, you're beautiful.
Oh, thank you. So, the crowd that I hung out with, they always got the boyfriends and, whatnot. But they got to know me and they were like, well, I would like to date you. And I'm like, no.
Maria said, fuck you.
Because I've always been the person that had the best personality. When you get to know me, okay, let's just say when you get to know me, because back in high school, I'm nothing like now. My personality was, yes, I still am, but now I'm a hell of a lot more introverted just because of what I've gone through in life. But I'm bubbly. I'm always laughing. I'm very, very nice. I'm very empathetic. So I've always been very confident in that, and it always showed because I always, for some reason, once somebody got to know me, that's when they wanted to date me.
Because you're fucking amazing. That's why. You know what? And that's something in general. We talk about looking at the external to the internal and like, men. I mean, women too, but we're women talking about this. So I'm going to say men, because women are just as fucking shallow. Just stop looking for a big ass, big titty, little waist bitch. Okay. Because not all of them are nice. Most of them are actually bitches. From what I've come to understand from my male friends, a lot of my man friends are like, yo, that bitch is fine as hell, but like, she's a hoe and she's rude and I don't like her and she's disrespectful. Like, just start looking at people's fucking hearts, man. And also, like I said, those are things you can change.
Not a lot of people do that. Yeah, not a lot of people do that, because there's a lot of people that have that want that, and
right.
if you want, see, I'm nobody's perfect. I am far from perfect. I am a food addict. I've yo-yoed up and down. I will always be overweight. Now the amount of overweight will fluctuate.
Right.
But I will always, 'cause I love food. I do limit my intake now. I mean, that's why I'm not 500 pounds, but I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect.
Right.
But would you rather have, and it's funny because I've met people that are like, you are the best person if you just lose a little bit of weight.
Who the fuck cares?
Right. I'm like, if you know your standards. If you have to have the person that's thin and beautiful, so be it. That's fine. And that's when, I talked to somebody, and not mentioning names because we all know who I'm talking about. And he was like, yeah, I've, because this person was a very good looking guy, and he was like, yeah, I date these women that are gorgeous, and they have no personality, or they're fucking mean as hell, or they take advantage of me, and I'm like, have you thought about looking for somebody other than looks?
Let me tell you something, okay? You want to find a hot bitch? Go anywhere out in public. You want to find a hot dude? Go anywhere out in public. There is a fucking abundance of attractive people in the world. You want to find somebody with a good mind and a good heart? Motherfucker, that's 1 in a fucking million. So what you're looking for is all wrong. You're looking for fake titties and a big ass and a flat stomach and abs on some dude and the right haircut and the right tan and this, that. Yo, fuck that. That shit is easy to come by. That shit is so easy to come by. Like, fuck. And if you're gonna look at somebody and be like, oh, I want that, you're fucking shallow and you're fucking ignorant. Okay? The moment that you shut the fuck up and you start listening to how somebody functions, because looks, that's not forever, boo-boo. But when you get in the mind and you see someone has gotten in the mindset and that they're continuing on that path of keeping a good mindset, that shit is permanent, okay? Especially if someone is drilling it into themselves. They're doing the work by themselves. They're not doing it for you. They're not doing it for anybody but them goddamn selves. That shit is so much more important. Stop looking for these fake looking Barbie ass fucking plastic motherfucking people and start giving a fuck about somebody's heart. I'm sorry, this shit just pisses me off because I hear people like Maria talk about this. Maria is one of the best people I fucking know. And I've heard you talk about your confidence with just your appearance so much, and that shit just pisses me the fuck off because I swear to God, there are very few Marias in the fucking world. Like, just like I know there's very few of me in the fucking world. Like, I understand that. And until you know me on a personal level, outside of yelling and cussing on a fucking podcast, you don't really know that. But I know that someone with the depth and the heart and the mind that people like Maria and I have, that is so fucking hard to find. So stop caring about what... If Maria and I wanted to look like a plastic fucking Barbie doll tomorrow, we could go to the gym and get surgery, and congratulations, now we look like one of the bimbos you're trying to fuck on the regular. Doesn't matter.
Right.
Doesn't fucking matter.
And when I lost weight, the looks that I would get, I'm like, dude, and that's what I tell Mark, because Mark is just like, before he was like, because you're getting all hot. I said, you know what? You had me when you married me when I was 300 pounds. So you saw me. You didn't see the outside. You saw the inside.
Right.
So I'm not. Why the fuck would I want to drop you for somebody else? But in saying that, I did have somebody say to me, I could never date anybody who didn't take care of themselves. And I'm like, take care of yourself how? Okay?
If you're looking at somebody's body for self-care, you're looking at the wrong shit. God damn it. You know what? That motherfucker probably wasn't taken care of up here, and that's why he's looking for all the wrong fucking shit. Look, I swear to God, I will go in on this motherfucker today. I don't even care.
I wish you would have met him too. Trust me.
I do too. I will. Maria's like, please don't.
No, I would like you to. I mean, you live, 4 hours away from the idiot?
Oh, I would have so many fucking words.
I think I need to make a trip to North Carolina. So we need to take a little road trip.
Road trip, bitch. Let's go. Hey. Get it.
Yeah, we need to take a little road trip. But I mean, I was like, because we had a huge conversation about that, and I'm like, just because I look the way that I look doesn't mean that I'm not taking care of myself. I take care of myself mentally. I take care of my family. I make sure that I get enough nutrients. I may eat a little more. I do exercise. So just because I have a little more weight on my body means I don't take care of myself. Okay. Good to know.
Look, even he can hear me. He's like, yo, your turn. So I gotta chill, because if I keep going on this, I'm gonna keep getting pissed off. So I'm not gonna get pissed off. But that shit really does upset me, because you don't know how somebody takes care of themselves unless you're with them day in and day out. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you, if you're looking at somebody's appearance and you don't take care, like, fuck you. Am I at work today? No? Okay, let me be ratchet, bitch. Like, shut the fuck up. If I want to look fucking like I've been eating Cheetos in my sweatpants all day, that's what I'm gonna fucking do. I ain't got nothing to fucking put my shit on for. Like, what the fuck is... Ugh, next topic. We have two more.
I'm just...
And it's
actually...
Go ahead.
It frustrates me because... and that's the thing. It frustrates me because that is my entire life, okay? My entire life has been... You look okay, but your personality is awesome. And if you just would do this, then you'd be perfect.
I will throw these motherfucking hands at anybody I have to. I'm just saying. I'm sorry. Sometimes you gotta laugh.
I grew up like that. That's how I grew up. That's how I grew up, My I used to say that my oldest sister got the smarts in the family, and my middle sister got the brains, got the looks in the family. She's beautiful. I am just there.
Shut the fuck up. You know what? I can talk to you right now. I'm gonna bitch slap everybody you know in a minute.
I don't think that now, but I mean that's shit that I've been told my entire life. And it took a long time to be okay with the person that I am. Okay, next one, sorry.
Oh, you're fine. I just want to smack everybody around you. So while I'm really turning cussing out people in my mind, this does not fit, but it's okay because I don't actually act like this in front of people. The next one is to treat others with respect and compassion. Okay, now hold on. As much as Maria and I can go the fuck off on these, we don't talk to other people like this. We talk to each other like this when we're super passionate about something. But what they're talking about is building rapport, deep listening, empathy, which, good Lord, we both have enough of that to fucking go around. Compassion and respect, right? So when you're talking about these things, here's the thing, and I can speak on this from experience. First of all, I feel like a lot of those traits are choices, but some of them are just built into us. So, and what I mean by that is, like, some of us came up with different circumstances than others. But it's interesting because in some conversations I've had recently, I've heard of, like, other people having very similar circumstances to, like, what I've been through, what, like, some of my parents have been through, whatever. And they're just total fucking assholes. And you have to understand, like, this is a choice, right? Like, I've been through a lot of shit in my life, and Maria can tell you how many times I've been like, my heart should be cold. Like, I should be such a cold-hearted fucking bitch at this point, and I'm not, because it's a choice. It's really a choice, and it wasn't a conscious choice of mine. Mine just, I think, came with a lot of therapy just to deal with my own problems. But again, once you get good with yourself, it's a lot easier to be good to other people. So there's a lot of times where I might want to cuss somebody out and I might want to be super pissed off, but I have to think about, like, what were your experiences? What did you go through? Why are you like this? Like, we just had a conversation the other day, Maria and I, where I was like, one of the biggest things that I've worked on for a minute now is, if there's a situation going on and there's a disagreement or there is some type of just, like, tension or whatever, I reflect inward and I go, okay, is my thought process wrong? Are my actions wrong? Were my words wrong? Whatever. And if I genuinely feel comfortable and right in And honestly, like I feel like I have a pretty good compass of what's right and wrong, and Maria can vouch for that. Okay. If I feel genuinely just in my actions, my thoughts, my feelings, then I have to flip it to the other person. And I've had this with some of the closest people in my life and be like, okay, who hurt you? What happened to you? What were your experiences? What may have shaped your mindset to be like this? Like, there's a lot of times that I felt very judged, and I'm like, okay, my choices don't impact anybody negatively. You know, at most, my choices might aesthetically not be pleasing to some people between my career, my self-expression through my hair and my tattoos, like whatever, and some of my life choices. So for me, it's like, okay, if I haven't hurt anybody else, then what in this person's life has affected them to the point that my choices would affect them to this point? And when you can start getting into that level of understanding and that sort of compassion, and not just trying to figure it out, but really trying to feel what somebody else feels and really appreciate someone even though their mindset is different than yours, it's much different, because I can tell you I wasn't always that way. I'd be like, fuck you, I do what I want, bitch, that, you know, like I was real ratchet. But over time with therapy and everything, like you start to recognize, I mean, you already recognize that everyone's experiences are different, but I feel like at a younger age and with a more naive mindset, you just expect people to understand where you're coming from, and that's not always the case. So that's why I've worked really hard on trying to be as compassionate and loving and understanding as possible. And another part of that, when you talk about respecting other people and you talk about being compassionate, another part of that, in my opinion, is like learning to fucking own up to your mistakes. So, you know, I spoke on, if I think that I'm, or if I see that I'm not wrong, what's wrong with you, right? But that's not always the case. And there have been times, and even recently, where something will happen and I may have had the intention or the mindset of one thing, but because of someone else's mindset and their experiences, it was something else to them. And it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you can't tell somebody else how you made them feel. So learning to be big enough to own up to your mistakes, you know, you can explain yourself, you can say like, this is where I'm coming from, but you can't change the fact that like if you hurt somebody or if you did somebody wrong in some way. So part of being compassionate and being understanding and respecting someone else is respecting like when you've hurt somebody else, not just, oh, these are your ideas, these are your thoughts, these are your feelings on a good thing, but also being big enough to just say, I fucked up. Like, that's super important. And that was really hard for me to learn too, because I always wanted to be right all the time. My dad said I should have been a lawyer.
I did too.
Yeah.
And so does my son. My son's the exact same way.
Your son is?
Mm-hmm.
That's really funny.
He is definitely my son.
Are you ready for the last one? Oh, sorry.
Yep.
I don't know if it's
I was
lagging
just saying
or
it's a
if,
lot
like...
of me and him.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I know I'm talking a lot on this one. I'm very sorry.
Okay. I talked a lot on the last one too.
I say Maria and I go back and forth with these. Mm-hmm. So the last one is, and I'm so ready to get into this one. Appreciate your values and live by them. Okay, so think about before you make a decision. Think about what it is that you take pride in, what makes you who you are, what gives you value, how do you set your standards, right? So for me personally, hold on, I want to read that one more time to myself. Okay, for me personally, I'm a very like humanistic person. Like, I just love everybody and I want everyone to feel loved, heard, understood, taken care of. And that's how I live my fucking life. Like, and I'm not like tooting my own horn. I'm just explaining my experiences. From bringing a homeless man in off the street and feeding him a meal to sitting and talking to my clients about their life. Like, from, you know, helping somebody with their significant other to get books for school, you know, making sure somebody feels valued within a couple of hours. Like, it's, I started trying to build my own brand, and I'm still working on building my own brand. It can take years to figure that out. but my values have always stayed the same, and my values have always been super focused on being a humanistic person, an altruistic person. Like my goal is always to be giving back to someone else somehow. It doesn't have to be monetary, it doesn't have to be physical. It could just be the knowledge that you have, the experiences that you have, the tools that you have, the time that you give. It does not have to equate to things. And so many times I feel like a lot of people's values are placed in things. And, you know, would it be great to have a lot of nice things? Absolutely. But I would rather have nothing and live with a really great heart and give that to people. And that's something that I just stand by. So I say, like, when I talked earlier about the most important thing to me is when someone sits in my chair, that they can talk to me about anything and I can get to know them on a deeper level and that we can really connect. That is a huge core value for me. Connection is so important to me. I can connect with the fucking wall. There's no reason I can't connect with the person in front of me. Okay? Even if the person in front of me has the most fake exterior, they try to give me the most surface bullshit conversation, there's something beneath that. There's a reason. There's a wall to break through. Trust me. And you would be amazed at the conversations that you can have. Absolutely. So something for me personally, my values are so big on like giving back, whether it's to the community on an individual basis, you know, whether it's value given online, whether I don't care what it is, giving back to other people, loving other people, and just all around caring about people. That is my number one value in life, is just staying humanistic and staying super humble and open-minded. I'm never going to know everything. If I'm good at something, that's great. I'm not going to be the best, which I accept that and I'm fine with that. But if I can use my talents and if I can use my mind and my time to make sure that someone else feels good about themselves, like I always say, like, you should leave my chair. I always go back to my job because that's my passion. You should always leave my chair feeling loved, understood, and heard. Even if you didn't feel that way in your own home, if you didn't feel that way with your own friends, if you don't feel that way with your family, I don't care. You should leave my space feeling loved, understood, and heard. End of story. Even if I don't understand you, I should at least be able to empathize with you, and give you some sort of love. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just that's something that I just don't. I feel like we all focus so much on being negative. Sometimes we're giving that negative out because we need love back in. Like, we need to be filled up. And for me, it fills my cup to make someone else feel good. And that's super annoying to some people because some people are like, yo, chill. But that's just me personally. My values are all based around just being a humanistic, loving person. I love that about myself, and I don't say that too often, but
I said I'm pretty much the same.
you know, it's just so easy. It's so easy to be kind, and I think especially like when you've been through hardships, and when you've had nothing, when you have felt super alone, it makes like I said, it's a choice. So what I was saying with the last thing, like, you either get really cold and you get selfish, or you're just like, God damn it, I wanted this in this time. And I think about that all the time. Like, I remember when I was at a certain point with my mental health. I remember when I was at a certain point financially. I remember when I was living out of my car. I remember when I was doing drugs. I remember when I was doing all types of reckless shit. And I just needed to feel loved and heard and understood. I needed someone to be there for me. And so for me, it's like, it's not even a fucking decision to make. But I've also just trained myself to be that way. And that's the thing, like, whatever your values are, they say that it was saying live your values. Like, your values should just be ingrained within you. So that's why for me, it's easy for me to say, like, these are them and this is why and whatever, because I practice them on a daily basis. Am I perfect? No, I fuck up all the time. But it's the point of the matter that that's what's prevalent. That's what's the most prominent in my mind. And again, I'm also able to sit back, and if I do fuck up, say, you know what, that's not who I am, and I need to be better. I recently had a conversation like that. So it's just so easy. And I know Maria and I both faced our fair share of shit to become that way.
Truth.
Sorry, I get really passionate on some of these.
It's okay, I do too.
But listen, if you don't feel super confident in yourself, if you're having any problems with any of these 8 things that Tony Robbins laid out, if you have any questions about anything that we talked about today, or if you just need somebody to talk to, all of our social media is open, personally and the podcast social media. Like, we don't have a problem talking. We love helping people, obviously. Yeah, and like whatever you need ever, like that's what we're here for.
All right, so we are 1 hour and a half. It's been a while since we've had a long one. Been a while. So
really thought we did better.
Hey, we've been doing better. We need to give ourselves this, okay?
Okay.
All right. Well, we love you guys. And hopefully, I'm crossing my fingers that this actually recorded. So, yeah. Anyway, until next time, we will see you later. Bye.
Yay! Bye.